Hello everybody, Cooper here and welcome back to another episode of the AFL 23 Management Career Mode here with the Adelaide Crows. Last season ended in heartbreak, losing in the grand final by I think it was 6 or 4 points in the end. I don't remember, it was so close against Melbourne. But we are here, we've had a strong off-season, we've done our recruiting. We didn't actually draft anybody of real note for the first time in the series, so mainly focused on mature age players who could really provide an impact to us right away rather than guys with potential. But we've got our first preseason game, which is up against the Gold Coast, and then we'll go through the rest of our lineup as well. Got a very strong back line. We did trade Mason Redmond in the off-season to create room for Zayden Haynes, who has come along very nicely. In the first couple of seasons we've had him, he's up to an 87 overall. Dacos is going to play on the right half back, with Haynes is actually going to play left half back. Actually, Haynes can play in the back pocket, he's sort of a bigger player. Actually, we'll play him half back. Jones can play in the back pocket with Jordan Dawson, our captain. Jacob Wiedering, a recruit that we did in the off season, picking him up from Carlton. He was a free agent, but we did work out a trade with Carlton to bring him aboard. Sam Darcy should be on the bench. I don't know why he is there. Where is Sam Taylor? Okay, I'm going to play around with the team a bit, and then once I've figured out what our best to 22 and bench is going to be, I will be back. Okay, I believe I've got the best 22 together. I suppose it's 23 now with the sub, but you know what I mean. So backline is going to consist of Jordan Dawson, Jacob Wiedering, Chase Jones, Zayden Haynes, Sam Taylor, and Nick Dacos. Very formidable lineup there. Rory Laird is going to play on the wing. We did give him, actually we were looking at extending his contract, but he is north of 30 now, so we're going to see how he digresses, or regresses I should say, during the season, because he was an 87, he's now all the way down to an 85. So we're going to see how that plays out. Finn Callaghan is going to be playing as our centre. Kingston Stark playing on the wing. He's been really good for us so far, all the way up to an 86 now. Rory Sloane, this might be his last year. We'll see how he plays out. Ben Key still has a few good years left in him. He's playing very well. He's going to be the ruck rover. Jace Morrison, going to be our ruckman, number one ruckman for the first time in the series. Then we've got Isaac Rankin, Darcy Fogarty, and Matthew Christie across the half-forward line. Daniel Lloyd's going to play in the forward pocket, alongside Riley Philthorpe at full forward and Josh Rochelle in the other forward pocket. I would have Shea Bolton instead of Daniel Lloyd, but he's currently injured. I don't know how long he's injured for. We'll have to look at that in a minute. He's the only injury on the list at the moment, so we're actually very lucky with that. Then we've got Caleb Daniel, Aaron Cadman, Sam Darcy, and James Aish on our bench, with Blake McPherson as the sub. Now, Bolton is down here. He's up to a 90 overall. We're going to confirm the lineup. We'll have a look at his injury. I don't know how long it is for. Hopefully it's not for too long. He's inactive with a bulging disc, so that is not ideal. What is it with me recruiting guys and them getting injured immediately? So anyway, we've got our preseason game. It's actually at the Adelaide Oval. This should be a fairly comfortable win for us. Yes, it is. 39 points. It's a preseason game, so not too worried about it. Ben Keys ended up with 56 touches. As we have the first portion of our season, the first third of our season, we've got Collingwood, Port, Carlton in the month of March, and then we have GWS, Sydney, Richmond, and the Western Bulldogs in April. So we're going to play the first 7 games of the season, and then we will see how we go after that point. But let's continue forward. Hopefully we don't have too many injuries, which doesn't look like we do, which is good. Let's actually bring in Alex Sexton for Daniel Lloyd. We'll do that, as he must have got injured in the last game. So we are going to play this game. Hopefully we can get a result up against Collingwood. Collingwood weren't actually that great last season. They finished at the bottom of the ladder, if I'm not mistaken. So we should win this one, and we do by 4 goals. Fairly comfortable result. We didn't really kick straight, but still a good result for us. Caleb Daniel kicked 3 goals and got 29 touches. Rory Sloane had the 46, and Jace Morrison also chipped in with a couple of goals. Really good result to open the season. Brings us to round 2, where we play Port Adelaide. Obviously, it is at the Adelaide Oval, but this is our home game. So we're probably expecting a good result out of this match. Sam Taylor is injured, annoyingly. So we'll bring in Darcy to play as the centre half back. And we will find, where is he? Mackenzie, who's up to an 85 overall now. He will be playing as the interchange. Actually, we might start Mackenzie because he is actually higher rated than Darcy. So we're going to confirm that lineup. How long is Taylor injured for? 6 to 7 weeks. So it'll give a good run to Mackenzie and Darcy. Hopefully he will be able to get some game time. We've got the home game against Port, which for the first time in the series, we've beaten Port in a showdown. We absolutely smoked them in the second half, 10 goals to 2, as we win by 67 points in the end. Finn Callaghan, 51 touches and 2 goals. Caleb Daniel, 50 touches and 3 goals. Really good result for the Crows. Fantastic. But that should see us go top of the ladder to start the opening 2 rounds of the season. We now have Carlton away. Actually, no, this is a home game as well. Thought this would be an away game, but not to be. James Aish is injured. We'll bring Marlon Pickett into the lineup. Looks like we actually got a few more injuries down the bottom here. So that's something to be mindful of. Hopefully we don't get too many injuries over the course of the season. Carlton at home should be a fairly comfortable victory. We do win by 22 points in the end. We were up by over 30 in the third quarter, but couldn't quite keep it to that, unfortunately. Really good result for the Crows. Very happy with how we've played and how we've started the season. We now have GWS, who are unbeaten to start their season. But looks like they've had a draw. Yeah, who did they draw against? They drew against North Melbourne. Very interesting. They drew in round 1. That's hilarious. So there's already 4 unbeaten teams. 3 teams without a win yet. Hopefully we can beat GWS away. That is the plan. Stark is injured. We'll bring Pickett into the lineup. He can play on the wing. And then we can bring in... Dunstan's really dropped off. We'll bring in Sardis. He can play as our interchange player. Okay, 2 undefeated teams going at it now. Hopefully we can get the win. We win by 9 points away. That is a good result. Any win away from home is a good result. Cadman kicks 2 goals in... I think that might be his first game against his opposing club, because I reckon last year he might have been injured. But we go 4-0 to start the season. West Coast are also 4-0 to start the season. We've got the gather round now. Wiedering is hurt, as is Sam Darcy, which does create a bit of a problem when both of your promising key defenders get injured. We did pick up a few key defenders in the off-season. We've got Charlie Ballard here, who I didn't think was going to be playing at all at some point. But we'll bring in... Who did we bring? We'll bring Markov onto the bench as sort of a fill-in in the defense. But we've got the gather round. Should be a good win for the Crows at home, which it is. 22 points once again. Markov actually comes on and kicks 3 goals and a really good result. Cadman gets the 41 touches. They kicked 4 goals to 1 in the final quarter, Sydney, so we definitely could have won by a lot more. We're up by 50 at one point, so yeah, probably a little bit disappointing we didn't close out that game a bit more comfortably. So we look at the calendar. We've got 2 matches left this month, which is where we're going to round things off. But we're going to select the lineup once again for the Richmond game. McPherson is injured, our sub, so we're going to bring in Rushworth to play as the sub. We're actually going to bring Aish in, I've decided, over Marlon Pickett. He is a higher rated player. I think that is the way to go. So I think that should be a good lineup. We do have 7 injuries at the moment, which is not ideal, but we are winning all of our games so far. We have Richmond at home. They're currently a top 4 team. We should be ideally we'd like to get a result out of this game. We always try and get wins away from home. We do absolutely smoke Richmond by 61 points in a fantastic result. Alex Sexton kicked 3. Rushworth had the 53 touches. Very good result for the Crows. And finally, we have the Western Bulldogs at home during the Anzac round. Gotten some players back from injury. Looks like Wiedering is back. So we'll bring him into the fold for Ballard. Ballard can go to the bench. Sam Darcy is also back, so we actually take Ballard out of the lineup completely. Stark is back, so we'll bring him in. Aish can then become the sub. Looks like Rory Laird is retiring at the end of the year. I'm assuming that's what the RET means next to his name. So that, I suppose, is good for him. It's not a contract we're going to bring back. But yeah, fantastic servant of the club. He's been really good for us over the years. Hopefully we can end the season with a premiership for him. But we've got a few injuries still at the bottom of the list. Following player must be suspended or injured before you can proceed. Has he retired already? Is that what that means? Rory Laird, where are you? He's retired. He's retired mid-season. That's so weird. Did he get injured? He's done. That's so funny. I mean, it's not funny, but you know what I mean. It's a goodbye, Rory Laird, I suppose. McPherson's got a stress fracture in his foot. He's actually out for a while. Sam Taylor will be back soon. Shea Bolton is still inactive. Rory Laird's obviously retired. Cockatoo just needs a fitness test. And Daniel Lloyd's got syndesmosis for 2 to 3 weeks. Final game of the episode. Can we go unbeaten to start the season? We can't, unfortunately. We lose by 6 points. After leading at quarter time by 10, we just couldn't get the job done, unfortunately. 4 goals to 1 in the final quarter wasn't quite good enough. But that is going to do the game point, or the fixture point of the episode. We start the season 6-1, which is really good. We have Essendon at home next. I believe it's at home. Yes, it is at home. They haven't won a game yet, and neither have Gold Coast, which is surprising considering they finished in the top 4 last year. So that is something to keep an eye on. But if we go to the statistics, we'll have a look at the club. You can see that Riley Thilthorpe is leading the goal kicking. He's kicked the 9 goals so far. Rochelli's kicked 8, as has Caleb Daniel. Cadman's kicked 6, and Sexton has also kicked 6. So that's a really good start. For those guys, Rory Sloane is leading the possession getters with 291 possessions. Callahan's got 274. Marks is Cadman, 24 marks, really, really good. Callahan's leading the tackles. Clearances is Rory Sloane. Kicks is Callahan, and handballs is Rory Sloane. Hitouts is actually Riley Thilthorpe, not Jace Morrison, funnily enough. So that is quite interesting. And if we look at the goal kicking, we can see that Cadman hasn't got his kicking boots on. He's kicked 6 goals, 13. Rankin's kicked 4 goals, 10. Rory Laird's got 1 goal, 8, although we won't be seeing much of him anymore now that he's retired. But our main goal kickers are kicking straight, which is a good thing. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy and if you're new to the channel. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!